Quarterbacks are all over the place in the NFL right now. I mean, we have no idea who's good, no idea who's bad, so let's rank them.
At number 32, I have J.J. McCarthy. 31, I have Dylan Gabriel. 30, I have Cam Ward. 29, I have Justin Fields. 28, I have Geno Smith. 27, I have Joe Flacco. And number 26, I have Tua.
Way too high for Tua and Joe Flacco. Let's start off by that. But number 32 for me is J.J. McCarthy. Number 31 is Joe Flacco. Number 30 is Cam Ward. Number 29 is Tua. Number 28 is Geno. Number 27 is Dylan Gabriel.
Oh my gosh.
And number 26 is Trevor Lawrence.
Bro, the glaze continues. Who'd you have above here that I didn't?
Fields, that's it.
You think Fields is a top 24 quarterback?
No, I think he's a top 25 quarterback. Because at least he can run. All these guys below him can't do anything.
Yes, they can.
I mean, let's talk about McCarthy first. He hasn't played in a couple weeks.
He can't do anything.
He hasn't played in a couple weeks. I think the biggest thing that people talked about was his sneaky ability to be athletic and run. Well, he can't even do that very well. So he's been horrible. We watched him in the beginning of the year. People really glazed after that Bears fourth quarter. And after that, it has just been... It got terrible in that Falcons game. I mean, he was so bad, but we also both hated him coming out of college, and so that's not going to help. And we just do not believe in him whatsoever. They looked better with Carson Wentz by a lot, so we'll have to wait and see because he's probably coming back this week, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
At least that's what people are thinking, is that he's coming back this week.
Interesting. So I think that's just going to make the team worse. I think J.J. McCarthy's terrible.
Yeah, I mean, his whole thing is like, I'm supposed to be able to run a system and make a few extra plays with my legs. Well, I think he can make those extra plays with those legs, but he can't run the system. And he's playing in one of the best systems in the NFL with a crazy receiver duo. Their run game, Mason's been really good. The offensive line's been a bit beat up, but like, that's plenty good situation for you to be in to like perform better than the 32nd ranked quarterback in the NFL.
Right. So he deserves to be there for sure.
His EPA, like... Whatever you guys, a lot of people really like EPA. You guys should go look at it. I don't remember exactly what it was.
It was negative.
Yeah, but he's losing his team points every time he plays. Like, it's bad.
Every time he snaps the ball, right? So that's insane. Moving on to my 31, I'm surprised. I guess I'm not. It makes sense that you want to put him higher because he just did decent against you guys.
No, I just think he can run a system. He's a guy who
Joe
can run a
Flacco,
system if it's a really good system.
I disagree. He's the 31st best quarterback for a reason. He can't move. He cannot move. So having a bad offensive line,
he can move inside the pocket. Like he's
barely
got smart movement.
Yeah, but he can't. Even with his smart movement, he's like walking. He can't do it. And his arm is so much weaker than it used to be. It looks like he's putting everything on like a 15-yard ball now. Like he's trying to do all he can. Like he looks like he reminding me of 40-year-old Peyton. Like he couldn't throw more than 30 yards. That's what Joe Flacco's reminding me of. Obviously with the Bengals, he's got way more options. You've got Jamar Chase. You got T. Higgins. Chase Brown's a good receiver. You know, you've got, even though he's been really bad this year, but you've got all these weapons that are going to help you, obviously. But he's still not, like, don't let him fool you. He's not even close to a good quarterback.
None of these guys are close.
Yeah, I think all these guys are close to each other, like, is what we have to realize. They are all terrible, but Joe Flacco was horrible on the Browns. I mean, Dylan Gabriel stepped in and looked way better immediately.
I wouldn't say way better, but definitely better.
He did look better. And as in his first ever start against a defense that's notorious for being good against rookies, so putting Dylan Gabriel below him, I think, is a little disrespectful. Because from what we've seen, he deserves to be above him. And Dylan Gabriel in the Bengals offense, we can only assume would be better.
He was really bad. You saw him throwing the ball at their helmet. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to keep the ball away from the face mask.
People want Dylan Gabriel to be bad because they like Shedeur. But at the end of the day, he played well in the Vikings game. In the Steelers game, there were things left to be desired. But also, that whole team looked horrible. It looked like Stefanski needs to go. The offensive line needs to go. The offense needs to, like, everything needs to just be reset because, like literally, like you said, guys getting hit in the helmet when he should be catching it, and somehow we're blaming Gabriel for that because people are so obsessed with Shedeur. I saw multiple other ones. I'm trying to remember what they were, but there were some bad ones. There were some bad. I think a guy dropped a bad ball or something, and it was just like, bruh. And because I saw a video like making fun of it, it's like worst pass from this week, Dylan Gabriel, honorable mention. He's throwing to this guy's helmet, and it's like, bro, like he hit him in the helmet.
Yeah.
Like that's where do you want him to put the ball on his chest? Like while he's running sideways, like you can't. It's about where you want the ball. Obviously, it could have been a little bit better of a throw, but catch the damn ball. Look for the ball. You're running a drag route. Your head should be on the quarterback. So I don't know. I don't know how that's his fault. Dylan Gabriel's played decently well, which is why I have him, like 27. I mean, that's not like crazy or anything.
That's a pretty big glaze.
But at least he's not losing his team games completely like Geno Smith. So I put him above Geno.
I don't know. Geno's a weird one.
He's been so bad.
His average depth of target throughout his career has been 9-10 yards every single year. Pushing the ball downfield better than basically any other quarterback in the NFL. And then I don't know what happened this year. It was like 8 most of the year, and then randomly they're like, "Yeah, we don't want you to throw the ball because we don't want you to lose us the game." So it's 2.5, that's what it was last game.
Whoa, that is historically bad, bro.
Yeah, it definitely is. Like, I don't even know how that's even possible.
That's crazy. No wonder they lost.
I bet Fields last week was hot.
Dude had negative 10 passing yards if you include sacks. So
it was pretty close. But yeah, I don't know why you have Fields so high. He's not a functional quarterback.
Well, I'll talk about him right now. The reason is because he brings an element to an offense that none of these guys can, right? And I think that he's not a good passer by any means. He's got arm talent. He's just so indecisive. And his ability to read a defense is just not there. But, I watched the entire game of him last week. He has, the athleticism. We all know that. And like I said, he's got the arm talent. Obviously, he played a stout Denver defense. He's been good in other games this season.
He's played one good game, and it was...
He's had 3...
That's why we had him higher.
He's had 3 statistically good games.
He's had 1 good game.
He's had 3 statistically. I said statistically.
Stats.
I'm saying statistically good games. I didn't watch them besides the Steelers game, so I don't know about those other 2, and I know you didn't watch them either, so I don't know how you're deciding that. But the other 2 games were good statistically, and at the end of the day, what I'm watching from that game is there was multiple times he took sacks after a certain amount of time because he was trying to make something happen, right? You look downfield, they show the big view. There was no one getting open. They were coverage sacks, right? And so there's a little bit of leeway there when you have no receiver getting open the entirety of the game. I mean, Garrett Wilson was on lock, and he was dropping passes.
At the end of the game where he basically put them in position to win.
Garrett Wilson?
That last play that Surtain broke up because it was the worst throw ever?
That was not why he broke it up.
Yeah, it was. He did not. He had 2 yards of separation on that to get the first down.
I don't think it was a first down either.
It was a first down.
I'd have to rewatch it.
It was an out or something.
But ultimately, the whole team was terrible on offense because our defense was just shutting them down. And him having one statistically horrible game, if you watch it, he was bad.
They're all horrible. You're looking at the full game stats because everything he does is in the fourth quarter.
Right.
He cannot play in the first 3 quarters.
Have you ever watched the Jets? They're so dysfunctional, and it's not necessarily complete. I have him at 25, bro.
That's glaze.
It's not. He is. I'd rather have him run my offense than anyone behind him because at least he can run the ball.
I'd rather have Tua easily.
Why?
Because Tua can run an offense.
No, he can't.
Not well.
No, he can't.
Tua's way better. He's a way better passer.
If you put Fields in the Dolphins' offense, they're way better because you add the running element, and he can do exactly what Tua's doing. He's just dumping it off every play. Guess what? Any quarterback can do that. They're hiding Tua. I'd much rather have Fields run my offense because at least he can run the ball.
I don't want him to run my offense at all.
He can run. That's all. That's better than anyone else behind him.
I mean, Cam Ward can make those Mahomes plays.
Cam Ward is 30th for me because he has 3 touchdowns to 4 interceptions and a 55% completion percentage. I know he's on the Titans. That's a better situation than some of these people.
Is it?
Yeah. It is.
Who's it better than?
I think it might be better than Gabriel's situation.
It's not better than Gabriel.
I don't think you've watched the Browns' offense then. They haven't scored 18 this season with your quarterback that's higher in Joe Flacco.
Yeah, and also Dylan Gabriel's been playing and they can't score 18 either.
They played 2 elite defenses when he played.
Who'd they play?
And they almost scored 18 against the Vikings.
Okay, wow, almost scored 18. You better give them a medal for that.
Their coaching staff is so bad at everything, bro. So bad. And the Titans are trying to blame their coaching staff. They're firing Brian Callahan already. So maybe we'll see an improvement from Cam Ward. I doubt it. I don't think he's that good.
You know who they play this week?
Who?
The Patriots. Mike Vrabel.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, the Patriots' schedule's low-key light. They've played no one the last few weeks.
They don't play anybody this year.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a little bit, though. But Trevor Lawrence also in this tier.
I don't know, man. He is not on the level of these guys. I'm not trying to glaze. I hate Trevor Lawrence, and he's obviously coming up very soon. But he can run an offense way better than these guys. He can make plays to win games. Like Fields, sure, he can make a run play to win games. Mm-hmm. No one else on this team can make a throw or a run.
I don't think Trevor Lawrence can make a throw.
Yeah, he can.
What you're not realizing about the Jags offense, I think it is the most underrated receiving core in the league, and it's not close.
Yeah. They have so much depth.
So good.
Like, their number 3 is De'Ami Brown. Like, that's fine.
They got really
Washington at 4.
Yeah, that's
which
really
is insane.
good.
And then at 5, you have Tim Patrick.
Really good. And then
think that might be
Brian
it,
Thomas looked a lot better last
Yeah.
week. Travis Hunter broke out in the Chiefs game, I'd say. Like
He looks really good, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think he's shown a lot of really good flashes. Like, this offense is stacked. ETN's been playing pretty decent until the last couple weeks, like we thought, but he was playing well. I mean, Brenton Strange is hurt, but he's solid. Like, you have a really good stacked offense that's just not talked about. And Trevor Lawrence still looks that bad.
I think that the Jets' offense on paper is pretty stacked. But on paper. Well, there's certain things you have to think about.
Wait.
Mason Taylor is a fine tight end already.
Uh,
Garrett Wilson's a wide receiver 1. This offensive line is so underrated. I think Fields is
I
really...
watched that offensive line.
Yeah, it's Fields.
Okay,
the
I
average
watched
time to
it.
sack on that was like 4 seconds.
That's not true.
Actually, I saw a thing.
Yeah, because he was evading, like, is what you're not realizing. Like, he's a runner. When you have a runner, you're going to have more time on the average time to sack. You have to actually watch the sacks. Ultimately, what you're not realizing is, one...
I watched some of those
Okay,
sacks
so you're
at the
saying
end of the game.
our pressure is a historic rate.
No, I'm saying Fields is walking into sacks.
Either the offensive line sucks or our thing is, like, historically good. Because if
How about
that was
Fields
against...
is stupid? How about that?
Okay, so then why doesn't everyone else that plays Fields have so bunch of sacks?
Because he's not as stupid sometimes.
Oh, yeah, that makes it. That's a good argument.
Dude,
That
it's
doesn't
your
make
whole
any
defense.
sense.
People aren't open, so he's dumb.
People aren't open, and we have great pressure. So, like, either our defense is
Who else
historic.
have they played with a good defense?
The Steelers.
Yeah, their defense was not good at the beginning of the year, like the first 3 games. Their defense was terrible.
Their defense was bad, okay? Like,
It was.
If
It was no matter who
if
they
Fields is
played.
as bad as you think he is, then he would be taking sacks every week, and he's not.
is.
He's not.
He's still taking sacks at a really bad rate. He's one of the worst quarterbacks at it.
Yeah, because we just sacked him 9 times, so of course he's going to be up there.
He was up there before.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was, bro.
Cam Ward was much higher up there, let me tell
Yeah,
you.
but Cam Ward also has nothing to work with that receiver. Like, Calvin Ridley.
That's way better than the Jets' second receiver. The Jets have no one besides Garrett Wilson.
He's their first receiver.
Okay, you double team Garrett Wilson, and there's nothing there.
I mean, they have...
Now,
Colin
Maynard's looked
Lazard.
good this season.
Yeah, sure.
So at least he's got 2 options to throw the ball to.
Okay, and
Garrett
Mason
Wilson's hit or
Taylor's getting
miss.
10
Garrett Wilson
ten
doesn't
yards.
play till the fourth quarter. Wasn't that your argument about Fields?
Yeah, that's Fields and Garrett Wilson. They both
Yeah.
literally stat pad at the end of the games.
Yeah,
And
Brees
it's-
Hall's their only player on offense until the second half of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, okay.
Unless you want to talk about somebody else.
So it's 25.
Yeah.
25, I have Bryce Young. Fall from grace for my boy.
Finally.
24, Trevor Lawrence. 23, Jackson Dart. 22, Caleb Williams. And 21, Michael Penix.
Whoa! Why is he that low?
That's not low.
Yes, it is.
He doesn't move.
25 Fields, 24 Bryce Young, 23.
You have Bryce Young above me.
Yeah.
He hopped on that train. Might be a little too late.
23 Caleb Williams, 22 Jackson Dart, and 21 Kyler Murray.
Kyler disrespect is wild.
Ultimately, I'd much rather have Penix running my offense than Kyler, and it's not
It
close.
depends what kind of offense you have.
I don't care what kind of offense it is.
I think Penix fits the Cardinals better, but I think
Penix fits every team in the league better.
that's crazy.
What team would rather have Kyler?
Probably the Ravens.
Okay, so then just change the offense.
No, I do not want to see Michael Penix throwing to Zay Flowers. That would not work out.
Yeah, but Kyler would.
Yeah. Kyler's really good at throwing to short receivers. His problem is he can't throw a big guy who's good.
Bro, Zay Flowers has been so bad.
But he's short.
If Zay Flowers fumbles, it doesn't matter.
Zay Flowers is just Greg Dortch on steroids.
If Zay Flowers fumbles the ball, then it doesn't matter who's throwing it to him.
Okay, wow, that was funny.
No, it's true.
Zay Flowers has 4 fumbles in his career. That's a lot, but it's not like he's already gotten 2 of them out of the way this year.
2 of them.
So he's not going to fumble at all.
2 were in this game, bro.
Well, I can remember
and he
3.
dropped 1.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I don't know.
No,
Penix would not be better on that team than Kyler.
Did you watch the Bills game? Penix was very in control. He did what he needed to.
He should have thrown 2 picks that game. I thought it was a fine game, and that defense not good. We saw Drake May cook it. I thought sure, he showed me that. I think he's a solid quarterback right now. He showed me.
Yeah, and you also have to
he's
remember
had
he's
terrible
7 games in.
Yeah,
too.
but I don't know. That was nothing. That would have been the game to boost him up really high, and I don't think he capitalized on it.
Well,
I think it was the Bijan in London show.
Ultimately, Penix is never going to have the stats that May's getting. He's never going to be in the public eye, that guy, because they're going to run it on the ground. They're going to give Bijan a lot of stats, and they're going to give London a lot of stats, right? And they're going to get the shine for that always. And he's not they don't care about giving him stats or giving him touchdowns or whatever. They will just punch it in with Algier. They'll punch it in with Bijan. They'll punch it in with however they want to win. And I think this Falcons team is super sneaky this year. I think that people still aren't talking about them. I've been talking about this since the beginning of the year. Mm-hmm. This is a team that's going to make the playoffs. I'm calling it still. They are a good football team. This defense has looked phenomenal.
Yeah.
Well, randomly.
They haven't had a 200-yard passer.
Right. I mean, they haven't played great quarterbacks besides Allen. But
with did he have 90? Or was it like 130?
No, it was not. Yeah, it was like 140 or something.
I had him over 200.
Yeah, that was not smart.
Yeah.
But like this Falcons defense got so much better this season. And then this offense is improving every single week. Bijan took a huge step this year. Mm-hmm. People want to act like he was like this last year. He's on another level this year. I mean, he is incredible this season. And having that as a weapon in the air and on the ground is ridiculous. Then you got Drake London, and their chemistry is so good. And it's been getting better every week. It started off a little rough to begin the year, but the last 2 weeks he's been phenomenal. I don't know if you've seen the last 2 weeks. The week before he also had a crazy game. Mm-hmm. So he's been absolutely cooking as well. Penix is taking those steps. He's got to take one every single week, and that's what he's doing. He's so early in his career. This team is going to be so good by the end of the year. And I think ultimately that Penix is never going to be showcased. He's not going to capitalize on looking good. He's just going to win football games. And now that's what's important.
Interesting.
And guess what Kyler doesn't do? Win football games.
I mean, that's not that bad of an argument, but like saying 21 is disrespectful is crazy.
I think that he should be higher. But Kyler, my reason for having Kyler here is Kyler's has had opportunities to win in the last 4 games he's played in. They've lost by 1 possession in all 4. Reason being, he doesn't start the game strong. He gets his team out to an early deficit, and he has to come back from it. And he comes back from it because he's got the talent, and then he finds a way to lose, whether it's because they scored with too much time, they can't capitalize on a game-winning drive, or whatever it is. But he can't win. That's the most important thing in football is winning.
He's never really been able to win except for that 1 year where he started 7-0.
Right. He cannot win, and he's always struggled with that. And this year it's worse than ever, and he's got the team around him to win. To win games. Maybe not win a Super Bowl, obviously, but win games. They should be a playoff team, in my opinion. I think this team's going to... We just saw Jacoby Brissett almost beat the Colts. They just put up 30 points on a great Colts defense with Jacoby Brissett. But they can't do that with Kyler because he just cannot close out games.
Well, you think about it. Anyone 16 and below in my quarterback rankings, if I'm a heavy underdog, and I know the other team's not going to have a bad game, they're going to play their best, the only quarterback that I could see having any chance, 16 and below, is going to be Kyler. Because Kyler can't have those games where he's the best quarterback in the NFL, even if that only happens twice a year.
I think we could see one of these rookies break out. You never know.
What if Jackson Dart is not doing that?
I really liked what I saw from Dart.
Yeah, but he's not doing that.
We should talk about Dart right now. We had him about the same spot. Dart looked so good on Thursday. We watched that whole game, and I was super impressed. He just got better throughout the game, in my opinion, too. His rushing ability is phenomenal. He's very elusive and very good at running the football. Obviously, he's been great. 50-plus yards in all 3 of his first 3 games. He's got Scatterbo, that dynamic duo of the rookies everyone's talking about, obviously. But Dart really has looked good. I think that the Chargers win was overblown for sure. I don't think he really did much. And then, the Saints game, everything went wrong for them. They turned the ball over 5 times or something like that.
Yeah, and that was almost all Jackson Dart.
I don't think that's true.
He had 3 turnovers.
Okay, so that's about half, a little bit over half.
That's more than half. And 60%.
And so then everything went wrong. They lost. And then they come out and beat the reigning Super Bowl champs by him looking great. He makes almost no mistakes. He's putting the ball where it needs to be. He's making smart decisions. He's being elusive. I liked everything I saw from Dart in his 3rd ever start against the reigning Super Bowl champs. That is what you love to see from your rookie quarterback. 1 play from Russ, and they were yelling for him to get back on the field. They needed him in there. He changed the dynamic of this football team. This is a team we said are sleepers coming into the year, right? This is the Giants. They can beat anybody. And I still believe that now. Now we can, because Russ got way worse from last season. I think he wasn't that bad on the Steelers, but this year he's been not good besides the Dallas game, Dallas is a historically bad defense. We're looking at that right now. It's worse than the Bengals last season, and it actually might be. But besides that game, he was horrible. And Dart just doing enough to win is making this team so much better. Dynamic in New York is completely changed.
Yeah, I mean, he's not had a big passing day yet, but it's going to be hard for him to do that now with Wandale as his wide receiver 1.
And he's still performing.
I mean, Wandale looked pretty good.
Right.
But his physical running style, I don't love. I think that he's not... If he keeps... He's going to have to dial it back. And I'm sure that that's what Daboll's going to be working on because he's just ramming into people. You saw the play going out of bounds, so he just headbutts, head-to-head collisions.
He gave himself a concussion check. That one play, right?
Yeah, he needs to, not do that.
Yeah.
That's really dumb.
He's looked good on the field besides
at least one
the injury
game.
concern.
But
Yeah.
one game of good is better than I've seen from everyone underneath him who's played more games. So,
Caleb in this tier, people might be mad about that. Statistically,
Why?
Caleb's looked pretty good this year,
yeah, but not on the field.
but not on the field. He's really holding his team back. I saw something that said Rome could have had 36 potential fantasy points and he had 4 last week because Caleb. Well, they are counting the one where it got called back for illegal formation, I think.
Yeah, I think that's right.
But they're also counting like the overthrown potential touchdown or something. There was other things, and so Rome's looked incredible, and he's still finding ways to not really get Rome as involved as he should be. I mean, Rome is so underrated. He's phenomenal, and Caleb is just—he's super slow at reading the field still. Like he's very slow at processing his reads, and he's just inaccurate. Like, he's just inaccurate a lot of the time. He's just not a great quarterback. This is what I've been saying since he's been drafted, guys. He's not going to be that great ever, and he's not that great. But at least he's not losing his team football games right now. They did win against the Commanders, but even in that last drive, they ran the ball the entire way on a game-winning drive. I've never seen that in my entire life, by the way. They ran the ball down the field on a game-winning drive because they didn't trust their quarterback. That should tell you everything you need to know.
Also, DeAndre Swift was having a really good game.
Right, but like you put the ball in your quarterback's hands if he's good.
Yeah, but
no matter
he's
what.
not, so I don't know why they would have done that.
I'm just saying like this. That proves that he's not that good. Ben Johnson does not believe in Caleb.
Well,
And
maybe
that's
he
okay.
does, and maybe he probably
Not
does.
right now, he
But
doesn't.
yeah, in the future, he doesn't believe in him. This
I don't
very
think
second.
he does. I'll be honest. From what he said,
Taking the job, when you take the job, you basically say, "I think this dude is the future."
or maybe he just wants a job.
He could get any job he wanted. He should. If he didn't like the job, he should have stayed with the Lions
You
and
could
waited
say,
until next
well,
year.
Who knows? But ultimately, he's not that good. That's my point. Bryce Young also.
They've looked hot lately, and I don't really know why.
They played the Cowboys defense.
And then who'd they play the week before? They beat someone else.
Dowdle had a crazy week again, or the first time. Who was it
It's
actually?
embarrassing. We don't know that.
Wait, I'll just look it up because I think we should know that.
Yeah, we definitely should.
No.
Oh, the Falcons, right? Oh,
It was the Dolphins. So
and then the week before that, they 30-0'd the Falcons.
no, the week before that they lost 42-13 to the Patriots.
Yeah, but that's the Patriots. And the week before
The
that,
Patriots are not that good.
they're pretty good.
We'll talk about them later. They all their wins, by the way, are against the Saints, the Panthers, and then the Bills was the only good one.
Okay.
And the Bills have only beat teams with 4 combined wins.
Cool.
So the teams that they've played combined wins is like 7.
It's not too bad.
I mean, that's horrible.
Yeah, but Bryce has done what they've needed him to do to win. They haven't needed him to do much the last couple weeks because Rico Dowdle's been the best player in football. the
Yeah, he's
last
been
2 weeks.
ridiculous.
I don't know why. I know
That's
why
my
against
boy.
the Cowboys.
Yeah,
Because
they're horrible.
Kenny Clark.
Well, he also played
had-
against the Dolphins the week before.
Kenny Clark is so bad.
I mean, he played maybe the 2 worst run defenses in football.
Yeah, I mean, there's Cowboys fans who want Kenny Clark cut after that game.
Wow, it was that bad?
Well, they thought Cowboys fans are a little slow, and so are analysts.
Yeah.
Kenny Clark's going to help us with their run game. And I'm like, oh boy, he was our worst run defender, basically. I think he was our worst run defender on our defensive line last year.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah, it just didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Why you trade for him to help with your run defense.
But Bryce ultimately hasn't looked that good.
Yeah, he could still be good, but there was a play
Oh my gosh, we're still saying
2
this.
weeks ago where it was like the worst throw I've ever seen.
Are you going to be like Kyler? Like, 7 years later?
Right.
He still could
He's
be
a
good.
second-year quarterback, right? Or no, he's a
No.
third-year quarterback.
But this is the year he's supposed to start being good.
No,
And he
but
looks the same as he did last year. And the year
Nah.
before. He's a little bit better than his rookie year. Cool.
Way better than his rookie year.
That's so sad.
It was terrible.
Like, he's just not good at football. Like, he's just not. And I've been saying that for 3 years and telling you to get off the train, and you're finally off of it. Thank God. But
He could still be good later.
he's just not good, bro. He's just not good. And you got so mad at me for not having him at 17 at the end of last season. 17, bro.
He was playing at that level.
No, he
right?
wasn't.
Yeah, he was.
He's
at
playing
end
the
of last
same
year.
as he was last year.
Well, that's not true.
He only able to perform against bad defenses.
Yeah, well, that's not true.
It is.
Okay, we should probably move on.
Wait, what team has he performed against? It's a good defense.
Falcons.
At the end of last season.
Oh, at the end of last season? I don't remember. That was too long ago. Eagles.
They put up 3 points.
Yeah, actually. But he had the game-winning drive.
They lost.
Yeah, okay. Let's just look at what your
So-
Michael Penix arguments are. Oh, he should have won.
Okay, well,
Let's just keep going.
that's better than, he would have tied the game. Okay, you want to go to the next tier?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So it's 20.
Mhm.
At number 20, I have Kyler Murray. 19, I have Spencer Rattler. 18, I have Mac Jones. 17, Aaron Rodgers. And 16, Bo Nix.
20, I got Spencer Rattler. 19, I got Mac Jones. 18, I got Aaron Rodgers. 17, I got Daniel Jones.
Whoa, where's Michael Penix?
And 16, I got Michael Penix.
Michael Penix is not better than Daniel Jones.
Whoa, holy glaze on Daniel Jones. Let's talk about Daniel Jones first. I think Daniel Jones is super overrated. Have you seen him the last few weeks? He hasn't been good.
Well, he's...
No, he had a great start to the year, and he's being carried by a great football team.
He's between where he was at the beginning of the year and where he was on the Giants, which is still a good quarterback.
Which is 17.
No, that's way better than 17. You're underrating his Giants performance.
Last season on the Giants, he was like the 30th best quarterback in the NFL.
Okay, 30 combined with, 5?
That averages out to, I'm actually being
1.
Generous. So,
no,
this
but
is a fair spot.
You have to weigh the top heavy,
No, but you also have to weigh the bottom heavy.
No,
Listen, he started off the year really hot. Since then, he's gotten progressively worse, in my opinion, and he's not back to old Daniel Jones. He's a game manager, though, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but this team needs a game manager. That's why he's still playing, and they're winning games. But he's not doing anything for their team to win, and he's never going to. And I think that ultimately, they can make the playoffs with him. I don't think they're going to win a playoff game with him. I think they
could.
I don't think
Easily.
they will. I don't think they will.
They're going to win their division. And,
okay, so they're going to have to play either us, the Chiefs, or the Chargers. They're not beating.
They beat the Chargers. They beat the Broncos.
They didn't beat the Chargers.
No, they will.
They wouldn't. Not in the playoffs.
Okay, and they already beat the Broncos
because of a dumb penalty in the regular season while Daniel Jones was at his hottest, and now he's going to cool off like he has been. And so ultimately, I'm not taking a guy that's cooled off, that's being carried by Jonathan Taylor, who's been phenomenal this season. And I put him at 17.
Okay, carried by Jonathan Taylor. Who's above him?
Michael Penix.
Okay, who's he carried by?
He's not carried by. He's not carried by anyone.
Okay, that whole offense is propped up by Bijan.
Okay, the whole offense is also the offense looked...
The same argument you can say for Taylor and Bijan. So you can't use that against Daniel Jones.
I can because Penix has looked good on the field, and I think Daniel Jones
has looked way better on the field.
In the first 2 weeks.
In the last 2 weeks, he's looked better than Penix has.
That's not true. That's just not true.
Yes, it is.
It's not. Because if you actually
go best football
people are
was early his first 3 starts.
People are so caught up in Daniel Jones' story that they're not paying attention to him the last few weeks, including you. You have no idea what he did last week.
Mm-hmm.
None.
Who'd they play?
The Cardinals.
He still played well.
He almost lost to the Cardinals.
Yeah, he put up 30 points.
You want to hear his stats from that game?
Sure, I bet they were fine.
2 touchdowns, 1 pick. Against the
Okay, that's his whole stat line.
And 200 yards.
What was his completion percentage?
73.
Okay, that's really good!
Okay, so he's a dink and dunk guy? Cool. You want me to pull up his passing chart for you real fast?
I mean, I don't really care, but sure.
That's what you do care about. Oh, sorry, you want me to pull up EPA per play?
Yes.
Bro.
EPA, I'm actually starting to like EPA because a lot of the quarterbacks I like do really well for EPA.
Okay, so you're just going to... But, none of the quarterbacks you think are in the right spot. You're just that guy's high, and I like him.
Yeah, well, you don't...
But that guy's not high.
Well, you don't just look at, EPA. Oh, that guy has more EPA than this guy, so he's better.
But you also looked at, that guy's 30, and I really like him. But I'm going to ignore that.
Like who?
I don't know, but, that definitely happened to somebody. Daniel Jones, week 6. Is it week 6 last week?
Mm-hmm.
Passing chart. I bet this isn't good. Maybe we should pop this up on the screen when I find it.
Maybe not.
Is this him? No, that's not the week. Okay, so I don't have it, but we'll look it up after this. And I just think that Daniel Jones...
I'm sure it's fine.
I just think Daniel Jones is overrated because
he's... You have him at 16. That's a very big difference. Or 17. That's a big difference from overrated. That's, way overrated.
No, I think that he's a good quarterback. But I think the people from 16 to...
I think Penix above him is a crime.
Wait. I think the people from 8 to 16 are all very close, though. So I don't think it's that overrated. I just think that there's a lot of...
You think Penix is close to number 8?
Yeah. I do.
You know when people lie, they get really high-pitched?
Okay.
Yeah!
Well...
That's what you sounded like.
Well, I would never put him at 8, but I think he's close enough to 8. You know what I'm saying?
No.
I think everyone in this tier can move, but I wouldn't move Penix. I just think that he is close enough to these guys to be in the same tier.
You just wanted to put Penix high.
Okay, then you can say that, but Penix is a better quarterback, and you're just not willing to admit... I mean, we'll see.
Did you have Bo Nix in this tier?
No.
Oh, brother.
You had him at the last spot in this tier.
Obviously, I don't really mind it as long as you have him coming up very soon. Rattler? Rodgers?
Yeah.
Rodgers and Rattler, those are the last two. Oh, and Mac Jones.
I mean, they're all been good. Better than I was expecting.
Rattler's been insanely better. I was watching that Patriots game. I watched most of that game because that was way more interesting than the other games on. He was really good. I was very impressed, and that wasn't even like his best game. So, seems like the Saints don't have a quarterback problem, but they have a team problem
and coaching problem and a management problem and a salary cap problem and an everything else problem.
So their only thing that they have good is their quarterback. That's not what we expected.
He looks really solid for such a dysfunctional team as well.
Yeah, and also Olave.
I've
not liked what I've seen from Olave.
You got so mad at me for not having Olave in my top 32 projected.
No, but you were saying that because you didn't think a guy could get him the ball.
Well, I was right.
No, they can, and they are, and he's just playing bad.
Well, it doesn't matter why. I got it right.
Yeah, sure.
Mac Jones, pleasant surprise. He's just the same thing as Brock Purdy.
Yeah, they literally, if Brock Purdy was on here, like, maybe I move him below Rattler. Maybe. Otherwise, he just stays in the same spot. Like, I don't care about those quarterbacks. They're both mid.
Right.
And then Rodgers is also pretty mid. Yeah. He kind of does what they need him to do.
He's a lot better than they've had in a while.
Yeah.
But that's not saying anything. So, moving on to the next tier, though. This is where things start getting interesting.
15, I have C.J. Stroud. 14, I have Jalen Hurts. 13, I have Daniel Jones. 12, I have Jaden Daniels. And 11, I have Patrick Mahomes. I think this is one most people get mad about. Everyone's favorite quarterbacks are in this tier.
I think you have Daniels still too high.
I don't care. I have more I think he is right now.
15, I have Daniels. 14, I've got Knicks. 13, I've got Stroud. 12, I've got Jordan Love.
Okay.
And 11, I've got Drake May.
Okay.
So, let's talk about this tier. Let's talk about Daniels first. I think people are going to be very upset about this.
Daniels below Knicks is a war.
Worse. That's just not true, and you don't agree with that.
Daniels has been better this year, and this is a down year for Daniels.
It's a down year for Knicks.
Yeah, sure, barely.
It's not barely. It's a big down year statistically, and that's all you're looking at.
No, but statistically, we knew he'd take a step back because he did not play as well as
I said let's talk about Daniels first, okay? Daniels, we're sorry, Andrew, that he's too low.
Oh my gosh.
But he is. This is where he belongs. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, we're so caught up in his rookie season getting him to the NFC Championship. That's awesome. Go watch the film. This guy's not, like, this year especially, he's not doing much. Like,
he's had 3 touchdowns.
He also just had 3 turnovers and lost his team the game.
He had 3?
He had 3. I saw somebody say 3, and that might not have been right.
Wait, actually, I think they did. Was it a messed up exchange? Was one of them?
He had a horrible interception. Horrible interception in the red zone. And then on the drive where you're running out the clock to win the football game, he fumbles. He throws the football at his running back to make him fumble, and that's what loses you the football game. And somehow we're not blaming Jaden Daniels, but if Knicks did that, he's 32nd on every single person's list. He's going 10 spots down minimum, especially against the Bears, who everyone thinks are buns. Like, Jaden Daniels is just so beloved that we try to hide everything bad that he does, but he is playing not good football this season. I mean, he's playing good football. Obviously, he's in the top half of quarterbacks, and but he runs way too much. Way too much. He looks to run all the time. He really ran like 13 times in that game, and he's not willing to throw the ball away. I guess not to hurt his completion percentage or something. We talk about this all the time. He just runs out.
I don't think this year he's done it as much.
But I just feel like he's not fluent. The offense isn't fluent, and he's not playing anywhere near the level he did last year, and I think he was overrated last year.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's playing the level of last year either, but I do really like the quarterbacks. I've said in the past that, like, we're in a bad spot for quarterbacks. I think we're back in a good spot, in my opinion, at least.
Well, maybe...
I think there's... every person in my top 15, I think, is easily a franchise quarterback. And then I'd include Knicks as kind of like a bridge where, like... But not like a bridge quarterback, but, like, he could be a franchise quarterback. He could also be, He's kind of middle grounded. Then after that, it's a drop-off. But the top 15, all these guys I really like. But
I wouldn't call Daniel Jones a guaranteed franchise guy yet.
Yeah, he's not guaranteed, but at the level he's everyone else, even the last few weeks.
Everyone else, I agree, is a guaranteed franchise quarterback. And I think Daniels is going to be here for a long time. I don't see a way Daniels ever wins.
He hasn't had the shock factor at all this year. Like, he hasn't had any good games, in my opinion. Like, who did he play week 1? I know
the Giants.
He was not good. Giants game, he almost lost to the Giants with Russell Wilson, and he did not play well that game. Like, he played fine. He did what they needed him to do, but
it's the Giants, bro.
Also, if you're a top 5 quarterback, according to a lot of people, I expect you to do more and do stuff to win games that you end up losing.
And not
like
lose
the
to
Packers
Caleb Williams and get outdueled by Caleb
The Packers really gave them a huge opportunity to win that game, and they did not capitalize at all.
Yeah.
So,
I agree. I just think that ultimately he's very overrated. And that, maybe that'll stop this year if this continues, but predicted sophomore slump, I think that's going to continue to happen. I think it has happened.
I mean, I think 12, he's still a really good quarterback, so I don't want to, people to think, 12.
Well, I wouldn't put him at 12. I'd put him at 15.
Okay.
But I still think 15 is a good quarterback. Like I said, this range is very similar. Nix gets too much hate. He always has. He probably always will. People don't like him. I'm watching this team. We saw him air it out in the fourth quarter of the Eagles game, and he went 9 for 10, had multiple scoring drives, perfect through the air. Let it come back against the reigning champs. In Philadelphia in a hostile environment, he looked great when we started throwing the ball. We come back into the Jets game. We decide we're going to run the run-pass. We're going to run. We did that sometimes, and just punt the football away and just not let Nix throw the ball. But ultimately, people are so in love with Sean Payton that they have to hate on Bo Nix for some reason. And then when we do win, they're back in love with Sean Payton, and they're like, clearly Bo Nix is his guy. And it's just so flip-floppy. Go watch the film, please, because if you actually watch the film, you'll see if we just opened up and threw the ball and actually called good plays, then this team is so much better. Nix clearly has that talent, and he clearly has the ability, but we're really holding him back with these play calls. All the Broncos fans now are on the train of letting Davis Webb call plays. If you don't know who that is, that's our quarterback coach. And everyone, apparently he's a phenomenal play caller. We want him to call plays because Sean has a great playbook. I think there's so many phenomenally designed plays in there. He just does not understand when to call certain things at all. And he's also terrible with the clock, so maybe he needs to focus on that a little bit more. So I think that Nix is really being held back, and people aren't willing to say that because they just hate him. But I'm going to keep putting him, around here because I think if he got better opportunities, he'd be much higher on people's list.
Yeah, but...
And I still think he could be much better than this. I just think that you can't... 14. I just think that ultimately I can't even justify putting him higher when you have had a slow start, whether I think that's his fault or not. Because I have Stroud at 13. I think Stroud can play at a much higher level than that, and I think he's had a slow start not because of his own fault, but I can't justify putting him higher.
Yeah, Bo Nix hasn't looked that good this year according to a lot of people. I've seen so many offensive line rankings, basically unanimously best offensive line in football for whatever reason.
For some reason, we don't talk about how Nix is really good at evading sacks. Really good at it, by the way.
So?
Yeah.
Well, it's just he has time.
Because it's Nix.
He's got a solid set of receivers. The run game's been really good this year. He's got offensive mastermind Sean Payton. Everything...
we have less than 3 yards at carry last week against the Jets.
Okay.
An offensive mastermind, Sean Payton, right there.
Okay, and right when your run game can't do anything, you put up 13 points.
That's because we kept running. Why are we
sure
still running?
Why. I just think at the end of the day, Bo Nix should be better than he is. He should be playing better.
Not in this offense.
He definitely should.
He should be worse than he is in this offense. I'm telling you, no one would look good in this offense.
I completely disagree. I think
who?
Any quarterback I have above him.
I don't think they look good in this offense. I think they look the same at best. No one is being elevated by this offense. Not a single person.
That's just...
This offense does not elevate people.
And they don't need to elevate. They're already above Nix.
I'm saying that no one's going to look good in this offense. No one's going to get elevated in this offense like you're acting like. You're like, he should be better. No one that is above him is getting better being put in this offense. Which means...
Well, they're already better.
So I'm saying better than where they are. Stroud's not becoming a better quarterback. Jordan Love's not becoming a better quarterback. Drake May's not becoming a better quarterback. But I think if you put Nix in a lot of their systems, he's becoming a better quarterback.
Yeah, but
you put Nix in the Packers system, he's becoming a way better quarterback.
Yeah, he's becoming almost what Jordan Love is. He's a way better quarterback.
He's becoming way better than Jordan Love in that system. And
then you should have Bo Nix way higher then.
I can't justify that when I haven't seen that from because he's not in that system.
You're just making a blind prediction oh yeah, if Bo Nix was there, he'd be way better. Well, I love Bo Nix.
My prediction is praying to God that Sean Payton fixes it or lets Davis Webb call plays because if it does, then you'll see it.
Isn't this Sean Payton's third year as your head coach?
Yes, but
so
if you just have to wait and see it. If he lets Davis Webb do it, then we will see it.
Also, he's been head coaching for 20 years?
Yeah, and he's won one Super Bowl by cheating.
Okay. So he's just what?
Super Bowl mastermind.
He seems very stubborn to me. I don't know why he'd give up play calls.
I'm not saying he will. I'm just hoping because I want what's best for the team. And I'm saying that would be best for the team, and you're acting like it wouldn't.
I think we should move on. There's plenty of Bo Nix glaze.
C.J. Stroud, we talked about him plenty this season.
Yeah, I mean, he had a really good game against the Ravens' terrible defense. I don't really care too much, but...
He played really well, though.
Yeah.
Like, really well. I want to see it again,
He's definitely held back by the offensive line, and he needs to get Nico the ball more. I think that's his fault, but, like, everything else is on the line.
Yeah. And, ultimately, like, the line's just so bad. Like, it's so bad. But I want to see it again. I want to see what he did against the Ravens again. So we're going to see. They're on a bye this week, so we'll have to see this upcoming week.
Yeah.
Drake May, did you have him in top 10?
I haven't said him yet, so yes.
Yeah, I really did have him in the top 10, and I moved him down. Reason being, I just didn't want to overreact. I think that Drake May's been phenomenal this season. His breakout games have been the last 2 weeks, really, mainly, against 2 really bad defenses.
He's been good in every game this season.
So the week before that is what you're talking about, where he played the Panthers. Okay.
He looked really good in that game.
Played the Panthers defense, the Saints defense, the Bills defense, the Dolphins defense.
You can't just cut it off to 2 and then be like, yeah, but he hasn't played anybody. He hasn't played anybody, but he's looked good in every single game.
Okay, every single game he's played is one of the worst defenses in the league.
Well, that's just not true.
The Dolphins, the Panthers, the Bills.
Okay, just look at his schedule so you can see every game instead of the ones that you just want to name off.
Okay, well, that's 4 out of the 6 that he's played.
Okay.
So it's not like I'm naming ones or that I want to. I'm just naming them all.
Every game the Patriots play seems to be really close, and he's got to do what he...
Right, because he's playing a terrible defense, so they can keep it close, of course.
Yeah, I mean, you're just...
Okay, Raiders, Dolphins, Panthers, Saints, Bills, and Steelers was the only one he scored 14 points, and they lost.
Is that week 1?
That was week 3. That's the only game that he's played a decent
really
defense.
Well in
no, that's the only game he's played a decent defense, and they scored 14 points.
Okay.
Every other game has been against a bottom 7 defense in the NFL. And one of those games, he still only put up 13.
The Raiders?
Yeah.
That was
week 1.
That was his worst game. So he was good in the Steelers game.
I have him at 11. I think he's looked great.
His number 1 receiver, Stephon Diggs, he's looked good for 2 games.
3 games now, actually.
No, he was not good in that game against the Saints.
He had that great catch that they ruled.
Did he do anything? Did he have a catch? I don't think so. Kayshon Boutte was
3 catches for 28, so he would have had 4 for like 75. That's a good game. If they didn't call back a bogus thing.
Okay, they called back like 200 yards from Drake May. So I'm not just
That's just not true.
Okay, so Demario Douglas should have had 2 catches for 175
Were they valid,
yards.
though?
Yes. It was a call on Diggs who had pass interference 5 yards downfield on a slant, where the announcers were saying how stupid it was.
No, I said, is it valid? And you said yes. I'm good. I'm saying if it was a bad call.
Okay, so Demario Douglas just had almost 200 yards.
I'm just saying Diggs has looked good, even if his stats don't say it this week.
He's played good in 2 games. Okay,
the last 3 weeks he's been a good receiver, is my point.
Okay, well, he's working with Kayshon Boutte, Demario Douglas, Matt Collins, and...
The receiving core's actually not looked bad, like, on the field.
Yeah, because Drake May's elevating them.
And they're playing one of the worst
defenses. And their whole offensive line is rookies and their last year
I have him at 11. I think he's played really well this season. My point is, I need to see it against some real defenses because you haven't done it yet. And that's not necessarily his fault. He doesn't decide the schedule, but he's playing another bad defense this week. He should look good again.
Mm-hmm.
To be in my top 10 after only like 4 games of good football.
Actually 5 in a row.
Okay.
And even the week 1 he's still good.
5 games of good football. To get my top 10, you've got to show me at least against a good defense because you haven't done it yet and it's only been 5 games. I think that's totally justifiable to move him up a lot, but not all the way there yet because I think that you're overreacting.
What was it, 4 spots?
Okay, well, that's because you had him higher than everybody else already. Like, he took a major step this year to get to where he is. Like, he wasn't anywhere close to this. You just had him higher because you were projecting it.
No, I was not projecting. He was just playing better, and his whole situation was letting him down.
Not as a rookie. He was not playing good.
He was playing good.
No,
he was playing good football.
He was playing, like, 18th best quarterback in the league.
Oh, my gosh.
And that might be generous. Like, he was not playing good. He was not playing good.
From a film standpoint, he was playing, like, a top 15,
How do we move to the next tier? Well, since we were talking about him.
We haven't even talked about... Well, I guess we already talked about Daniel Jones. We both had Jalen Hurts. We didn't touch Jalen Hurts.
I did not have Jalen Hurts.
Oh.
So that's why.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, at 10, I have Jordan Love. 9, I have Jared Goff. 8, I have Drake May. 7, I have Justin Herbert. And number 6, I have Sam Darnold.
7 for May is insane.
I had him at 8.
Oh, either way, that's insane. Like, that's just too high.
It's not.
For this... If your best game's against one of the bottom 7 defenses in the league, then it doesn't mean anything. Like, yes, he's been good, but 11 is like a good spot for someone that hasn't proven it yet. And I don't know why you're freaking out on me for having him at 11.
Oh, just so you know, you're not welcome on the Drake May train if you're going to be this late on him.
I have him at 11!
Yeah, you're not on it.
I think he's going to keep getting better. I think he's going to be a top 5 quarterback in this league.
Might be too late.
He's not there now. I've been saying that since the beginning, that he needs to keep improving, and that's what he's doing.
Every quarterback needs to get better.
But he was a developmental guy almost. Like he clearly wasn't going to be ready right away. He clearly wasn't
played like 20 games.
He clearly wasn't ready right away.
He didn't get a play.
You, more than anyone, act like he is or was ready right away. He's clearly proving that he's way more ready now this season. And for some reason, it's just like, well, yeah, he was here all along. And then
no, he wasn't here all along, but he was good all along, and no one cared. No one cared because his situation was
not
terrible.
playing at a level that was good last season.
He was
not playing at top half
level.
the league level.
He definitely was.
No, he wasn't. See, that's where you're wrong. That's what I'm upset about because I've been saying like he's going to take a next step. He did take the next step, and now he has to keep proving that he can maintain that next step before I can.
He was a good quarterback before. He just wasn't an elevating quarterback, and now he's elevating the entire team.
We've seen things like this where he could. The team, by the way, hasn't even been that good. So overrated. They're barely beating bad teams. They barely beat the Saints this week, just so you know. Barely. And I mean,
I don't
barely.
think the Saints are a bad team.
We have so many problems here. But what you're not realizing is we've seen things like this. They have 5 weeks against a bad quarterback, people move, or bad teams. They move him up like crazy. Let's move him up. And then all of a sudden, he takes a massive step back down to earth, and everyone's like, oh, move him back down. I'm
not going to do that.
Okay, because he probably won't have that massive step back. But I'm saying, for me, I don't like to overreact. You have to prove more to me before I can move you up.
Okay, so moving up 4 spots is overreacting. My bad, guys.
No, I already tried to prove to you that you had him too high to begin with. Acting like he was the 12th best quarterback in the league.
Have you even said your top 10 yet?
No, but acting like
really difficult for me to edit it.
Acting like he was already a top 12 quarterback in the league last season is ridiculous work, like insane work. So that's all I'm trying to say. Like crazy. 10 is Patrick Mahomes, 9 is Jalen Hurts, 8 is Jared Goff, 7 is Sam Darnold, and 6 is Dak Prescott.
Okay. 6 is Dak Prescott.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we have a problem here.
How good is Dak in the playoffs?
Have we seen any of these players play in the playoffs lately? No, we haven't seen that in months.
Oh, right, because I have him above all the guys behind us. All the guys that I have in front of him on my top 5, I would take to win a playoff game before him, easily.
Okay, I haven't heard Justin Herbert's name yet. Known playoff choker.
Okay, 2 losses. That's less losses than Dak has in the playoffs, just so you know.
Okay, so we're penalizing Dak for getting to the playoffs more than Justin Herbert.
Because he's been in the league 3 times as long?
Well, that's not true. He's 30.
He's 32.
32. He's been in the league for 9 years.
Okay, so he's been in the league for twice as long. I hope he makes it more.
Yeah, he's made it, like, way more. Like, it's not
even close. Hope so.
It's not even close! Herbert's only made it 2 times!
Because did Dak Prescott ever have Brandon Staley?
I don't think that matters. Dak Prescott had...
Dak Prescott has always had great weapons on his offense.
Yeah, he's always had great Brian Schottenheimer or whatever, and then he had...
Everyone likes him.
Mike McCarthy. Like, he's carrying these bum head coaches.
Yeah, and so is Herbert. Herbert made the playoffs with that bum head coach, and then one of the years, he basically made the playoffs, and the bum head coach said, I don't want to. Time out.
Yeah, okay.
But that's Herbert's fault.
Yeah.
I don't know how. Converting 10 fourth downs in a row and making the playoffs, and then the coach saying, I don't want to, is somehow Herbert's fault. Herbert... Yes, has lost.
I like Herbert. I have him at 7.
You have him at 7?
Yeah. I don't think you understand.
What?
I don't think you understand the magnitude of the situation.
How?
What?
How?
Do you know who I have at 6?
How?
Sammy D.
Yeah, I think Sam Darnold's been incredible.
Sam Darnold's been way better than Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert had two good games this year.
Oh my god.
Sam Darnold has had, how many games have they played? 7, 6? So he's had 6 good games this year.
2 good games. Crazy work. He's looked good in every game he's played, just so you know.
Mm-hmm. What was that game I was watching? I was like, oh my gosh. It was like 2 weeks ago, I think. He was not good.
People, by the way, Dak has a 2-5 playoff record.
Okay, so he's made it 7 times.
No. No.
He's played in 7 games.
No, he's made it 5 times.
5 times out of 9 years, that's over half. And then Herbert's entering his 5th season.
And he's made it half. So he's made it a higher percentage. But good argument. Okay. Herbert, people got off a train because his stats don't look as good. Go watch the freaking film.
He's good. I'm at 7.
Herbert has been so good this year. Why does no one want to talk about the fact that he's not playing with either of his tackles or his guard? He's playing with fourth-string offensive linemen. Fourth string.
Well, that's not true.
He's starting... It is.
Playing with their third-string tackle.
Yeah, their fourth-string guard. Every guard has gotten hurt.
Their fourth-string guard.
Yeah, every guard has gotten hurt.
So he's not playing... He's playing with his first-string guard and his third-string guard.
Fourth-string guard.
No, because the backup left guard got hurt. So it's their third-string guard.
Oh, so oh, my bad. So you're arguing that it's better because he's playing his third-string guard. Oh, that just nullifies everything because he's playing with second-string and third-string tackles and a third-string guard. No, they're not.
Yes, they are. I don't.
Is that a joke? Wait, are we actually being for?
I don't think you watched him last week.
Is this a troll? Is this a troll?
I don't think you watched him.
They played with Dolphins last week.
Yeah, he had no pressure.
What are we talking about?
Against the Dolphins?
The last play of the game, he basically got sacked, threw the guy to the ground, and won them the game. How's that not pressure?
Okay, well, it took him about 5 seconds to throw the ball.
Because he was being sacked. It took him 4 seconds to throw the guy off him.
That's not true.
Dude, what are we talking about? He's playing with the worst offensive line in the league this season. It's not close.
Well, that's not true.
It is. It's worse than the Texans because of the injuries.
It's not.
You have not watched him.
I'd easily take it.
Please go watch him after this. You have not watched him. You have not watched him, and it's so abundantly clear. He's playing with Keami Vidal as his starting running back and no offensive line.
Keami Vidal just averaged 7 yards per carry and 150
because of Herbert.
yards. Oh, yeah. Herbert's really good at handing the ball
Notice how
off.
Keami Vidal has never had a good game besides that. Keami Vidal had that good game.
Also, he's played only
Dolphins.
with Herbert, so...
Keami Vidal played against the Dolphins, who
Okay.
Rico Dowdle had 250 yards against. Obviously, we know that Dolphins' run defense sucks. Keami Vidal is not keeping that up. We have seen him before. He's never been good. Ever.
Okay.
Ever.
Maybe he just broke out.
Okay, then he's still not averaging 7 yards per carry. My point is that you're acting like Herbert has help, and he has none.
Okay, Herbert played the Dolphins, who are, by the way, the worst pass defense, the second worst pass defense in the NFL.
And he won.
And their run defense is way better than their pass defense. It's not even close.
I disagree.
Their pass defense is garbage. Can you name me 2 corners that are playing for them right now?
Storm Duck.
Storm Duck is hurt. He's been hurt all year.
Okay, so it was Herbert bad for having 76% completion percentage, 264 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks.
Yeah, he didn't do what his team... He put up like 16 points before the last drive.
I mean, they scored 30, so I don't know how he did that.
Oh, really?
He scored 14 in the last drive? That's impressive.
That would be pretty impressive.
Yeah, so I don't understand what you're talking about. It's his fault that his defense...
He had the worst game against the Dolphins.
Not to mention his defense allowed 27 points to the Dolphins.
Okay, well, I'm not putting Herbert in the top 5. He's never done anything in the playoffs, and this year he looks worse than the other players who haven't done anything in the playoffs.
That's not true. He looks so good this year, and no one cares.
Yeah, no one cares because he hasn't looked as good as you think.
Because no one likes him.
You love
all
Justin
the best,
Herbert.
Yeah, because all the best quarterbacks get all the most hate for some reason. Lamar doesn't get talked about enough. Herbert doesn't get talked about enough. Bo Nix doesn't get talked about enough.
So Bo Nix is better than Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, all these guys that do get talked about.
Clearly.
Not sure why Bo Nix is in that conversation.
I don't know why we're talking about Herbert before we even get to the top 5.
Because he's at 7.
We talked about Dak a little bit too. I mean, he's been very good this season, but like I said, I just don't like the playoffs. You obviously are obsessed with Dak.
He's been the second best quarterback, if not the best quarterback in the NFL this season.
Not true.
He has.
It's not an argument to say top 2. It's not an argument. It's not an argument.
Unless you're counting Lamar, who's played in like 2 games.
Who's played in 4 games, as you were saying before.
Oh, really?
Which is only 1 less than a lot of people have played.
Okay.
So, don't know how there's an argument there.
He also, it's... Okay, I'm only counting people who played the whole year. He's second.
Just because he played 1 less game, he's second.
No, I'm not putting him at 2. But I'm saying, if we're talking about just this year, if it ended right now, he should be second
Lamar's
in MVP.
Played way better.
Okay, buddy.
Way better.
Okay, buddy.
It's not close. He had multiple chances to score and win the game against
the Panthers. We're not arguing
defense.
Dak versus Lamar.
Okay, I'm arguing Dak at all. He's at 6.
You've already said Dak.
Yeah,
we're not in the
you're
top
mad at
5.
me for having him at 6. He had multiple chances to win the game against the Panthers defense.
Okay, look at his stats,
can
buddy.
You please let me speak? Because you've interrupted me like 15 times in a row, and I know you don't think you have, but you have.
Mm-hmm.
And it's getting on my nerves.
I'm sure.
Dak has had multiple chances in that Panthers game to go down and win the game on a touchdown. And yes, the defense played bad, but the ball was in his hands, and he punted it because he could not score a game-winning drive on the Panthers. Just because he scored 40 against the Packers, who have not looked good the last 3 weeks, does not mean anything. He is not clutch. He cannot be clutch, and that's why he loses in the playoffs, and that's why he's losing now. And yes, his defense is historically bad, but he is the reason they lost that game. They should have won that game. If he's played like the second best quarterback in the league, they would have won that football game because he played the Panthers defense and had the ball in his hands. The defense gave the ball back to him. And that's all he needed to do if he's as good as you're acting like, and he's not. That proved to me that he's not there.
Okay, who do you have above? So you have Herbert above him?
Obviously.
They lost to the Broncos?
Nope.
Oh, who'd they lose to? Who am I thinking of?
They lost to the Commanders.
Oh, yeah, the Commanders. Even worse.
Everyone loves.
Okay, what? Yeah, I mean, we've never had an argument about that.
Well, the Commanders, you were glazing the Commanders because the Packers beat them.
Yeah, that's not true.
Again, everyone around him played horrific.
He played bad.
Who's their other loss? Actually, don't know. Oh, the Giants.
Okay, so he's lost to the Commanders and the Giants.
Right.
Okay,
Did he have the ball in his hands at the end of the game to win those against the Panthers defense in either of those? Just wondering.
Against the Commanders defense, he did.
Oh, so a much better defense than the Giants.
Okay, by the way, right after we played the Commanders, you said they were the worst defense in football. Harris is the worst player in football.
Harris? No, I said...
you said Harris.
Lattimore.
And you said Lattimore and Harris.
Right, their defense is horrible. I'm not saying it's not bad. I never said it was the worst, and the Panthers defense is definitely worse.
Okay, well, they're both
and
like the same.
Also, the Commanders defense has impressed me with the pass rush, at least. That's the one thing they've done well. And guess what counters the Chargers, by the way? Pass rush, because they don't have an offensive line.
Because their quarterback can't play under pressure. Ooh, that's embarrassing.
He's been one of the best quarterbacks under pressure his whole career. He's phenomenal under pressure.
So it shouldn't be a problem.
He gets hit every single play.
So it shouldn't be a problem.
He's just the toughest quarterback in the league. I know Jordan Love gets touched and he fumbles or throws a pick.
Oh my gosh.
Because
Jordan Love has been better than Justin Herbert this year. I'm not putting him above him.
No way. No way you think that. That's insane.
Herbert hasn't played well the last few weeks.
Oh my God.
He barely beat the Dolphins.
And Jordan Love has.
I mean, not exactly, but he's played well.
Jordan Love looked not good against the Bengals.
I mean, he looked fine.
The Bengals.
Cool. The Bengals defense has not been as bad as these other defenses that we've been talking about.
Which is weird, by the way.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Bo Nix ate up the Bengals defense.
Ate up.
The Packers defense, the elite defense, also couldn't stop Joe Flacco and the
Also,
Bengals
he did
offense.
not eat up. He looked really bad in that game. That Bengals game was really bad.
350 yards, 2 touchdowns,
A pick.
rushing touchdown.
That pick was really bad, and then everybody's acting like it was a good catch for whatever reason because he dropped it at first.
3 total touchdowns and 350 yards is a bad
Since
game.
when do rushing touchdowns count as... Why do we always have to group total touchdowns in? I hate that so much.
When it's not a sneak, then you should. Because it's a touchdown that the quarterback made.
Yeah, I mean, any quarterback scoring on that run. Just saying.
You don't even remember what it is.
Yeah, he literally rolled out and it was like a 5-yard run.
That's not true. It was like an 8-yard run. So you clearly don't know what you're talking about. Sam Darnold, been phenomenal this season. We've talked about him. Last year he played like a top 10 quarterback, but we both were like, he's in Vikings offense. As soon as he leaves, he'll be worse. He wasn't worse. They should have kept him. He is phenomenal. He's so good pushing the ball down the field. The best quarterback in the league this season, pushing it down statistically. In like every metric you can find, pushing the ball down the field. His average yards per target or per attempt is ridiculous. His connection with Jackson Smith and Jigba off the freaking charts. I mean, this dude's legit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's as simple as that. He is legit. Guy that maybe isn't so legit, Jared Goff, have him at 8. I didn't like what I saw in that Chiefs game, but ultimately he's still a very accurate quarterback. But I'm starting to lose faith that he can win you a Super Bowl. I knew he could never win you a Super Bowl, but I don't even know if he can be there for long for the ride because he's just so bad under pressure.
I mean, you were saying he should be in like 5th in MVP.
Statistically, last week, yeah.
His stats are still good this week.
Not for like 5th in MVP. He definitely moved down.
Just saying, he's always been a stats guy, and he's never been able to elevate it.
And had 12 touchdowns after week 5. He deserved to be in the conversation.
I already told you, most valuable player is not Jared Goff. It's never going to be him.
Right, but that's how it's looked at.
Yeah, I mean, this is just where Jared Goff's going to sit until he leaves the Lions.
Yeah. Hurts, I had at 9. You had him a little bit lower.
I don't know how
he's had some rough games this season, but he is still very clutch, it seems. He still, has great rushing ability. Obviously, the tush push is annoying. All those things. Not going to overreact too much. He deserves to stay at 9 as a current Super Bowl champion and great in the playoffs. And you love quarterbacks that are good in the playoffs. He's amazing in the playoffs, so he deserves to be here. And then Patrick Mahomes, we haven't really talked about much, but he has been kind of underwhelming this season. People think he's back to being the best quarterback in the NFL after the Lions game for some reason. Go look at his passing chart. All the passes were behind the line of scrimmage, basically. He even had a touchdown behind the line of scrimmage. That's not very common. It's impressive. They hide him really well, and obviously he's a really good quarterback still, but he's not elite like he used to be. He's not one of these, even conversation for top 5.
Yeah. That's one everybody's going to get mad about, but
But that's just how it is. Go watch the film instead of looking at the stats, because he's been great statistically. No one's denying that. I mean, not completion percentage-wise. He's been horrible in that.
He's like, what? Is he still sub 60? Or is he, I think
No,
low
no,
60s?
it's low 60s. He's not sub 60. Is there anybody else in this tier you want to talk about before we get to the top 5?
We didn't really talk about Jordan Love. He's been good this year, but I think it's definitely overrated by Packers fans.
Easily.
Well, it depends who you talk to. Some Packers fans think he sucks, and other Packers fans think he's just like the 4th best quarterback in the NFL. So
4th is just way too high. I think my biggest problem is that he's been horrible under pressure. We've talked about that. Which is something Packers fans, including McKay, told me all the time. He's phenomenal under pressure.
He was. Especially in his first season. His when pressured stats were phenomenal.
It's because there was 6 pass attempts when pressured. He is being pressured a little bit more of a season finally, and he does not throw the football away. He does not throw it away. Throw the damn ball away.
That was one game.
It was multiple games. He didn't throw it away last week either. He threw a pick instead of throwing it away.
Okay, that was different. That was the only time he did that.
Okay,
the whole second half he threw it away.
Points.
Yeah, sure.
That's a pretty big play, and after seeing the game before that against the Browns, it makes me come back to that and be like, well, he clearly has an issue with this.
It happened 2 games, and it happened 1 time in that second game. It's not an issue.
Lost your team a game once, and it was a pick in the other one. So those are bad mistakes, is my point. He's inaccurate under pressure, too. He just has not been good under pressure.
He's the best third down quarterback this year, statistically, by any metric you want to look at.
I watched the games. I have not been very impressed with Jordan Love, personally.
He's clutch. When we're losing, he makes the plays to make us in the lead again. It's just when we're in the lead and the play calls change, and then or in the second half of games for whatever reason, weird stuff happens.
When the game plan is perfect, he's good.
When we need a play, Jordan Love delivers.
You have to have things wide open for him to be good. Is my problem.
Well, that's just not true.
I mean, that's what I'm hearing.
Rolling left, 3rd and 15, heaves it 40 yards to Matthew Golden along the sideline.
Okay, so
not sure how that's
one
wide
great
open.
Play.
Okay, that's one game I'm pulling out from last week. You're just wrong.
The point is that I also think he's been much worse than his start to the year in the last 3 weeks. He's not been good the last 3 weeks.
What do you mean 3? He was good against the Cowboys.
2 of the last 3 weeks. He was bad against the Browns, he was not good against the Bengals, and he was good against the Cowboys.
He was fine probably good against the Bengals. It was just a tipped ball, which obviously a bad play.
That was not a tipped ball. That was a play. He threw it to one guy and he dropped it and it went to the other guy.
He did not drop it. It was a good play by him. Somehow he batted it up in the air, which defenders know you're not supposed to do. So I don't know why he did it. Should have batted that one down.
Okay, let's move on to the top 5.
It was one play. You can't just say he's bad because of one play. And then obviously the Browns game was bad.
The entire Browns game I think was bad. Mm-hmm. So that's not one play. That's 40.
Okay, well we're about to get some arguments again. At 5 I have Matthew Stafford. That's gonna probably not have some arguments, right?
Okay, can you
4 Dak Prescott, 3 Josh Allen, 2 Baker Mayfield, and number 1 Lamar Jackson.
5 I got Josh Allen, 4 I got Matthew Stafford, 3 I got Justin Herbert, 2 I've got Baker Mayfield.
You're just trying to make a point. You're just trying to make a point at this point. 3?
I don't think you've watched him, genuinely.
What world he's been what world has he been better than Matthew Stafford?
In this one? The one we're living in?
What world has he been better than Dak Prescott? Josh Allen?
What world has
Baker
Josh
Mayfield,
Allen been better?
Sam Darnold?
What world has Josh Allen been better?
Every world?
I think there's a really strong argument to say Josh Allen should be behind Dak. Really strong.
Why?
I think Dak's played better this year and it's not close.
Okay, I agree. Dak's played better than a lot of these quarterbacks.
Ultimately, Josh Allen beats him in the playoffs and playoff ability. That's why I'm above him. But Josh Allen's not been good this year at all.
He's been good.
No, he hasn't.
He's not been the way people talk about Josh Allen good.
He's been
he never really has.
He's been a 5th best quarterback in the league. That's where I have him.
Good, by the way.
Yeah, I'm saying compared to him. I'm saying compared to him. No, he hasn't.
He definitely hasn't.
He has been much worse than people act like he has been. He was terrible against the Falcons. I mean, horrible against the Falcons. He almost lost to the Saints. He was bad against the Patriots. He has not been good this season, and they have not beat anyone. No one. They have not beat anybody. They have the teams that he has played have combined 4 wins. The ones he's beaten. 4. What are we doing? That's insanity. Why are we acting like he's above these guys? He's not.
Yeah, that's why he hit 3, dummy.
He should not be above Stafford.
I mean, he definitely should.
And with how much you like Dak, he should not be above Dak.
Stafford's got the best receiver duo in the NFL, and he's a veteran. He's gonna be able to get the ball to them.
Okay,
that's
Dak
what he's
also
good at.
has an insane receiver duo, but you don't care about that.
Yeah, because they've never been an insane duo. Pickens was bad until Lamb got hurt. Lamb wasn't even that good when he was healthy this year. He dropped a lot of passes. But anyway, now Lamb's gonna come back and Pickens probably gonna be phased out again.
Pickens was never phased out. Just
he was not good in the
He
first
was
game.
really solid in their first few games. Obviously, the very first game with a brand new team, he wasn't phenomenal, but he's been very good the whole season.
Well, Pickens has never been able to do well when he's not the guy.
And he's looked incredible.
Yeah.
With CD out. So you've got two incredible receivers.
Yeah, but he's never had them at the same time this year, really.
I mean, he did, and he lost.
Wow.
Just
way to pull that out. Because Pickens being invisible that first game. Literally useless.
It's not his fault. He was going up against Adoree Jackson, and Dak wasn't feeding him. Like, just throw him the ball, and he probably would have caught it.
Oh my gosh.
Like, I don't know. Josh Allen has no argument, in my opinion, to be above these top four guys with how he's been playing. That's what I feel. And people are just like, Josh won MVP. He's my Joshy Poo. He's number one. But why?
If Herbert was playing like Allen, you wouldn't have moved Herbert anywhere. He'd be in 3 still. You just love Herbert. Herbert has not been the third best quarterback in the league. Still. Yeah, well, I meant like
because he has been all season.
If Josh Allen played like Justin Herbert, then you still
Herbert's
have Josh Allen.
Herbert's been 3 for me all season because he's been phenomenal all season.
No, he was phenomenal at the beginning of the season,
and he's played the same. Just so you know.
Well, that's just not true.
And just because his stat sheet has a couple more picks that aren't necessarily his fault.
I mean, they are.
Like the one that got
the one
tipped.
he threw right to a guy.
Which one?
It was a linebacker.
Dude, he had one pick that was his fault. No.
Okay.
No, Josh Allen had 2 last week.
Well, that's not true. I don't know if you watched, but it got tipped at the line.
What about the other one?
Okay, you said 2.
Okay, what about the other one?
What was the other one? The other one was...
We threw it right to a defender.
I mean, not great. But, I mean, we both agree Josh Allen's overrated. I just think it's kind of weird to push
you're still
Herbert
putting him at 3, though.
Yeah.
People have him at 3. That's overrated.
No, people had him at 3 before the year when Burrow was
and he needs to move down.
Okay.
He has been bad enough to move down this year, and it's as simple as that.
I mean, I guess, but Herbert. I just don't think Herbert doesn't make any sense here.
These
top 5 quarterbacks and even Sam Darnold have been playing at a different level than Justin Herbert.
You have not watched Herbert in the last 4 weeks, clearly.
Well, that's just not true. So
stop saying it till you watch. And
I watched him against the Broncos, and aside from the ending, he wasn't that good.
Also, something I think you need to consider is that how much you like Dak. I think Dak should be ahead of him on your list, and it's not close.
Yeah, he's ahead of Herbert, and it's not close.
I'm talking about Josh Allen.
Why?
He has played so much better than Josh Allen this year. The only reason I'm keeping him there is because of playoff stuff. But, there's no argument to say with how much you like Dak that he's not better than Allen this year.
Well, I didn't realize you hated Allen like that.
I don't. I just don't think...
I mean, you do.
Oh, I didn't know having a quarterback in the top 5 is hating him, so that's my bad.
I mean, most people would be confused why he's not number 1.
Right, and those people have not watched him this season.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't been the best quarterback in the NFL. That's
he hasn't been close. He hasn't been close. I'd rather roll out a hurt Lamar than play Allen this season.
I just wouldn't do that.
I would.
Well, then you're dumb.
For one game? If you're in the Super Bowl, who would you rather roll out? It's close.
I mean, I'd definitely rather have Allen.
It's close. That means it's not a conversation when they're both healthy.
I don't have a conversation with them. I think they're completely different.
He shouldn't be in the top 3.
Lamar's obviously 1.
Let's talk about Baker. People are going to be loving to talk about Baker. People love Baker, and I'm glad they do because it's a cool story. He's been really good, though. He's been really freaking good, and he keeps having injuries on his team. He don't care. He's going to make Tez Johnson look good. Although I like Tez Johnson, but...
I mean, making Tez Johnson look good is pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's what Dylan Gabriel did, so I guess Dylan Gabriel's him.
Well, that's in college level when weighing 150 pounds is somewhat not that abnormal.
I mean, it's pretty abnormal.
Yeah, but it's pretty abnormal rather than he's the lightest player in football.
Well, when you play for a Big Ten school, it's extremely abnormal.
Sorry. Big Ten means you have to be a big player.
No.
Kind of weird logic.
All right, who else do we have to talk about?
Lamar.
Lamar's been hurt, but he still unanimously should be the best quarterback in the NFL.
Last time he was healthy, he had the second best quarterbacking season ever. Or top 5.
This season he was on pace to have the best quarterback season ever.
Well, yeah, but I'm not going to go for on-pace stats.
I'm just saying he's still been playing at that level this year.
Yeah.
And he's going to continue to do so. The Ravens are still a playoff contender because they have Lamar Jackson. Mm-hmm. He could pull together as many wins. I mean, this Ravens defense obviously would have to improve a little bit. Maybe they take Kyle Hamilton back out the slot and they could win games. I think Kyle Hamilton's not good in the slot. That's what I'm starting to get.
He is.
Well,
he's just better safety. He's good everywhere.
But it doesn't make sense that their defense goes from like top 5 to 32 when he moves to the slot.
Well, he's either the best safety of all time when Marlon Humphrey is out. So Marlon Humphrey's a big part of that as well. And Marlon Humphrey,
both.
Yeah, it's kind of a little bit.
Well, it's just like getting rid of your 2 best players for some reason on defense.
I mean, I guess.
So
I don't think a bad slot should hurt you that much, though.
Right. I'm saying get rid of the slot instead of moving him there.
Yeah.
I don't think a good slot elevates you.
It definitely
not like that though. You know, I'm saying like getting rid of your best defender by far. He does everything for them, and he just moves him to the slot for some reason. Makes no sense. But is there anybody else you want to talk about before we get out of here?
I think that's everything.
All right. Well, let us know what you guys disagree with. I think there's gonna be a lot that you guys disagree with. But if you made it this far, it means you enjoyed it. We would really appreciate if you like and subscribe to the channel. It helps us out so much. So please do so, and have a good one, everybody.